Hi guys, Spence23 here. Welcome back. We've got another episode of Dr. Dollars, who is now in level 3. If you remember from the previous episode, we upgraded his entire deck, but we're still going to use the same deck and try and push to Arena 5. But before we go straight into a replay of the 3 Musketeers at level 3, I'm just going to show you a few little tips of how to deal with certain things which you might encounter whilst you're battling some of these higher level players. So right here I'm battling a level 7. He's come at me with a giant PEKKA. Now he's trying to protect his giant PEKKA with a level 3 witch. That really didn't work out for him at all. That was very easy to deal with. Now he's dropped a bunch of barbarians. They're also going to be easy to deal with using my bomber. Now I've managed to drop in my second meat shield. You might remember I like to drop in a knight behind my giant so that when the giant goes down I still have a meat shield protecting my more vulnerable troops at the back. Got a musketeer in now, and this counter-attack is going to absolutely wipe the floor with this left-hand side tower. There it goes down. Now, what you need to do at this stage is ignore that hog. Don't start wasting your elixir defending against that hog. Now you might as well go for the 3 crown. Let that hog do whatever it wants to do. Try and defend your troops that are attacking the crown tower. I've got a dragon going for them. Starting to struggle a little bit. My witch is trying to take down the dragon. It will take it down, but I'm now going to go back and recuperate. Now, this is how to deal with the prince. You can use your archers, use your first archer to counter the very most powerful hit, which is the first hit from the prince, and then you've got the second archer hiding behind the tower that will be shooting the prince, and that was about as efficient as you can deal with that prince. Now I don't know why Pen Power has just dropped this giant PEKKA right in the middle there. I guess he wanted it to go for the king tower. It's not going to happen, and this PEKKA's just completely confused. All of my troops are far too spread out for him to actually deal with them with that PEKKA. Dropped a Larry army against a bomber. That's kind of a very big mistake. So this level 7, he was hoping that he was going to wipe the floor with the level 3. It's not going to happen. I've got the exact counter troops to all the troops he's trying to drop. Bomber on his barbarians. I've got a musketeer and a witch, which is now going to be able to deal with this dragon. And I got my meat shield out in front, which is going to distract this dragon. Again, I'm going to ignore the hog. Fired my fireball at the tower just to soften it up. And then you'll see what I do here. Always, if you can't get your giant in front of your musketeer, drop him right in the middle. Even though he'll go over to the right-hand side tower, he'll distract both towers. The defender will try and defend him normally, which is a complete mistake, instead of getting rid of your troops that are killing the king tower. That was fairly easy. Wiped out the level 7. Right, here we go. The 3 Musketeers at level 3. Let's do this. So firstly, when somebody drops a hut on either side, I like to just wait and make sure that they're not going to push with a whole bunch of spam troops before I decide I'm going to push on the opposite side. So I have decided to go for it. Generally, it's better to push on the opposite side to the huts. Sending in my witch first, then I've got my meat shield. Now I'm just going to keep dropping troops which are the exact counter to whatever he's doing. So I've got my air targeting troops behind my meat shield, try and get rid of this dragon. What I really need now is my bomber. Here he comes. Oh, I didn't need him. So luckily we got rid of those barbarians before I needed to drop my bomber. Now I'm not going to drop my giant here. My giant would be destroyed by these minions. I'm going to deal with these minions back in my own side of the base. Now that fireball was a bit of a mistake. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I had it ready because I was actually going to fireball the hut. So that was a mistake. Don't bother doing that. Waste of elixir. Should have probably used the arrows. Got my witch behind my tower now. Now she's going to push forward again. You've got to decide, is it worth following up with this push? Which it definitely is. He's got 2 huts, but because he doesn't have a spear goblin hut there, it's going to be very easy to deal with all these troops that come out of the hut with a witch and a bomber. Now, what I would really like to do now is get my second meat shield out to protect my weaker troops. That's my witch and my bomber, if I possibly can. But the dragon's coming, so I'm going to have to try and get rid of the dragon. Got some archers in. Will we get rid of this dragon? Oh, it's so close. Dragon has gone down. He's trying to push back, but he only has a level 1 witch. So I can't really stop him. So I'm going to sit back now behind my towers, wait for him to come. His witch has been almost destroyed. Let my elixir fill back up. You can see from his side, he's completely elixir starved. He's just spent his elixir on a hut. Now I'm going to be able to deal with those barbarians pretty easily. Got my musketeer out, got my witch out. He's not going to get my tower at this stage. And I'm already getting back full with elixir. Now he's sending a giant all the way from the back. Reasonable idea, but it's going to take him a long time to get somewhere in the middle. And all this time, I am building up my troops, dropping all the troops troops to get rid of this minion horde. Minion hordes can be very difficult when you're quite low level. It takes my witch a little while to get rid of it, but I'm building up now a huge swarm of troops behind that giant. This dragon is not going to be able to do anything. Got my giant in. I'm trying to push in. I've already got 2 musketeers here. That Larry army is not going to be able to stop my witch. I've got 2 meat shields. Now I've got a bomber. There is nothing he's going to be able to do unless he had a rocket. I've got enough troops even to deal with his minion horde instantly. Can we get our 3rd musketeer? And there it is. 3 musketeers at level 3. There's nothing going to stop them. This king tower is going down. Again, I've dropped my giant in the middle. Look, I just want to detarget both of those towers. He's dropped a whole bunch of Larry army, but it's not going to help him. That is 3 musketeers at level 3, destroying, I guess that was at a level 6, I forget. So guys, here's where we're at right now, 1276. So it has not got any easier to climb. I've seen some people higher than this, certainly at level 3 and 4. Let's try and do the 3 musketeers again. So here we are. We are against Jason. Now, this is going to be a Dr. Dollars special because this is going to be the closest comeback you've probably seen in a long time. Here we go. So I fired my fireball because it's going to take that knight too long to walk to my base for me to build up my troops. Might as well do him a little bit of damage and the tower. That's what I do at the very beginning. Now he sent a wall breaker. That's pretty awkward. I've screwed up a little bit with my witch. He's probably going to damage my witch. She's too close to the king tower. I've sent my musketeer the wrong way. So far, this is a mega screw up from Dr. Dollars. Now this musketeer is actually doing some damage on the left-hand side. Not something I was intending on doing. Now he's got a hut and a Tesla on the right, trying to get everybody in there, as many troops as possible, try and get rid of that hut, get rid of that Tesla. Once that hut's gone, that's a complete waste of elixir from his side. That was a very expensive hut to lose. He thought he was going to be able to protect it with the Tesla. That didn't work. All my troops are now down. Now we're sitting back and getting ready to go again. Now I can use my fireball if he's very, very slow. There he goes with the hut. Now, the question is, should we use the fireball on the hut and the tower? Yes, that's normally what I would do. It means I'm not going to have to deal with the hut for as long as I normally would. Now, my right-hand side tower, I'm probably going to lose this tower, but I'm not that concerned. All I want to do is build up a mass of troops. I'm already aware now that he doesn't seem to have a rocket. He doesn't seem to have a fireball, but he is doing a few sensible things. He's following his giant with a bomber. That bomber's causing me some serious mayhem, doing damage to all of my troops. Look, I've lost my witch. Done some damage to my bomber. I'm pushing back, but I'm a little bit disappointed that I don't have as many troops as I would have liked. Here we go. Get some archers in behind. I'm not going to waste these troops. I am going to keep pushing. Oh, minion army. Minion horde. Now here's where I'm about to lose my tower. Not too concerned about losing the tower. I'm willing to sit back and wait, get my witch in behind the tower so that she doesn't suffer any damage. Now here's what we need to do. We need to stick everybody, because I know he doesn't have a fireball or a rocket. I'm sticking everybody behind the tower. I need all of these troops to stay alive in order to push back and take him out on the pushback. Obviously that bomber, I need the bomber to target the tower. That bomber would have taken out my entire lot of troops had I not hidden my troops at the back, or even if I'd snuck them off over to the right hand corner. Now I've got 30 seconds left. I've lost my main meat shield. That was my giant at the front. I've got 2 musketeers out. Can we get 3? I need another meat shield desperately. I'm nowhere near my meat shields at the moment. Look at that. He's dropped a giant at the front. That's perfect. That's allowing me time to build up. I've got rid of his bomber. He's dropping troops everywhere. All this is doing is allowing me a lot more time to build up a complete army of troops. Now I've got 2 meat shields. Look how quickly that Tesla goes down. I'm almost round to my 3rd musketeer, and with 1 second left, fired the fireball, and we just did it. That's what we needed to gather that to get into extra time. It couldn't be any closer, but look how many troops we've got. There it is, the 3rd musketeer. He's dropped a minion horde, tried to get over to my tower. That's not going to be quick enough. And there we go. That's 3 musketeers again, destroying a higher level player. That's how to attack on the counter, guys. Make sure you try and keep as many of your troops alive as you possibly can. Every now and again, you will go down to a 3 crown win, but losing to a 3 crown win every now and again, but 3 crowning most of the time, I think is pretty advantageous. But thank you guys for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos with your friends. I'll be back probably a little bit later tonight. Actually, we need to discuss the Bowler. That's the new Dark Troop in Clash of Clans. I think that's going to be pretty entertaining. He looks pretty interesting. But until the next time, you guys take care. Send everyone!